Hey everybody, welcome to Iron and Truth. This is Paul Fuller and welcome to the first session on our identity series today. And I say series, I'm not going to take myself too seriously. This is more of a session of things I'm going to do to record my thoughts on identity for my kids. And if I can bless you with this as well, I really hope I do. And so we're going to get into it. We're going to, why a series on identity? Well, the reason is I think we're in an identity crisis. There's a lot of us down from the youth of today, all the way up through, middle age and beyond, that are suffering from an identity crisis. And what that means is they really don't know who they are. Who we are is not on solid ground. We're being told who we should be, but really who we are. When you're asked who you are, do you have a common and firm answer that you can give? I know you ask that to a lot of kids, and I know my work these days, when you ask that to a lot of kids, they can't answer that. And it is at the root of a lot of things like depression, anxiety, especially it causes us to try and be things that we're not meant to be. And so we're going to dive into this. And sometimes I find it easier to look at things that are true about us by eliminating the things that are definitely false. So I'm going to dive into a couple of lies in this series and what we're being told today that are definitely lies about identity. And the first major lie, and this may touch you the wrong way, right? But it is a lie you are told all the time. And you are told that you are your own. And what I mean by that is you are told all the time that nothing can define you except yourself, that your talents and gifts, they're yours. They're yours to use them exclusively for you and for those that you choose. And since you're a product of society, right? And society's broken, you have to take control of that ownership. You have to take control of owning yourself, and only then can you be a full human being, and only then can you manifest that ownership on the world. And you're told that all the time. I mean, look at our storylines today. Look at a lot of the movies. Look at a lot of the literature. You find oppressive structures, right? And you need to fight against them. You have oppressive families, and you need to fight against them, and you need to become your own person and stand on your own 2 feet and stand completely alone, victorious. And only then can you become interdependent. And that's saying that you have to be your own, right? And this is a pretty insidious lie. The truth can't be that. Well, let's look at one particular storyline, right? We feed our kids this. Frozen, Elsa in Frozen, right? She was a meek princess. She was scared. She was didn't know how to rule. She was scared. She was haunted by demons. And then she goes up into the frozen wilderness, and she finds herself, and she has to do that battle alone. There's nobody that will battle with her. She's got to find herself alone, and she is completely her own. And only then can she stand on her own 2 feet. Intuitively, we kind of want that to be the case. We kind of want to be able to be completely our own and be our own God and fight all our own battles and own our own gifts and self-optimize ourselves. But it just can't be the case. We know that we're interdependent. We know that our actions have impact on each other. We know how other people define us has impact on each other. In peace and war, in a chance meeting, in a cup of coffee, we're interdependent. The universe functions interdependently. And to see how this is truly a lie, I'm going to go all the way back to the beginning. And when I say the beginning, I'm not going to go back to Adam and Eve. I'm going to go back all the way with physics to the Big Bang. And it's a pretty universally agreed upon thing that there was a Big Bang, that there was this idea of a creation, that out of a singular, tiny, minuscule non-existence came something, right? And before we get into that explanation, when you create something, out of nothing comes something. And when you create something, if I create a painting, if I create music, I like to play guitar. I'm terrible at painting. I can doodle. When I create a sketch or something, I imbue something of myself into that painting. I imbue, or that doodle sketch. I imbue something of myself into that music. I give characteristics of me into that writing, into this video, that are never going to leave. This doesn't exist without me being a part of it. And at the Big Bang, there are physics is telling us there's three potentials for creation. Number one, nothing just kind of rolled into something at the Big Bang. So they're saying that there's this beautiful symmetry between nothingness and somethingness, and that nothing rolled into something. That one's got me. I don't understand how that happens. And if they figure that one out, then that one will have me. The multiverse is another one, and the multiverse is the second, kind of creation event where it can say, well, there's massive amounts of universes, and only one of them has potential for human life, but there's still a potential for a creator behind it. So there was still a Big Bang, and there's still lots of universes, and there's still a potential for human life. And the last one is an agent outside of space and time led to creation of space and time. So that agent, you can call that God, you can call that dog, you can call that yellow, blue, red, whatever. It's just an agent outside of space and time, has created space and time. And therefore, characteristics from that agent are therefore imbued upon the thing it created. That is the nature of creation. When we say something has created, that is the nature of creation. So to say that you are therefore your own becomes a massive lie. It becomes something that you can't say. You have been imbued with characteristics that are inherently given to you. They're inherently not yours. They are gifted. They are gifted by something that I believe has given you free will and how to use them, has given you the agency in how to use them. But inherently, we're not our own. We're inherently God's. We're indwelt with the characteristics of our Creator. Now, the really fortunate thing about this is, in when I came to the truth, and I studied a lot of different backgrounds and philosophies, and I finally came to the truth that the Christian philosophy is just, it's the most logical to me. And I'd be happy to do another video on that, or even better, just sit down and have a cup of coffee with you. That would be awesome. But the fortunate thing is, we're told how God feels about his creation. And more importantly, we're told how God feels about you. And we're God's masterpiece. And so Ephesians 2:10, for we are God's masterpiece. And it doesn't matter how you feel about yourself. It doesn't matter how wretched and how disconnected from God we feel, or how horrible. But that part of our identity, if we can, again, fall back on that, man, what a truth, that I'm a masterpiece, that I've been imbued with these characteristics of a creator that can create a universe, and I'm a masterpiece. And even then he comes and says, I'm not just a masterpiece, I'm a masterpiece that was created to have fellowship with him, relationship with him. He says in James 4:8, draw near to God and he'll draw near to you. What the heck is that supposed to mean? This thing outside of space and time that you can call God or dog or yellow or blue or whatever you want to call, wants to have a relationship with you. I call him Jesus. He's pretty amazing. And he's awesome. He also says, John 15:5, I am the vine, you are the branches. Whoever abides in me and I in them will bear much fruit. This God made you a masterpiece and wants to have a relationship with you. So these characteristics, no matter how you see them in yourself, he sees them as a masterpiece and is reaching out to you continually. And so that lie that you are completely your own and on your own is just that. It is a lie. No matter how alone you feel, reach out to God and he will reach out to you. I promise. And I hope this video is a help in that. So, dear Lord, I just lift this up. I don't know if anybody will watch this. It's not my intention to be out there and having, you know, I don't know. It's your intention. However it goes, Lord. Thank you so much for the opportunity just to be here making it. And I pray that I said a good word from you. And I pray that more people can see themselves as God's masterpiece. And because they are. And I pray that they don't believe the lie that they are their own, to use their gifts only and solely for themselves, but they are your masterpiece, to be made for relationship with you. And in doing that, can then use their gifts for the benefit of all of God's masterpieces, all of God's children. Amen. Have an awesome day or night, whatever it may be. God bless. See you later. Signing off from Iron and Truth. This is Paul. We'll see you.